Hi, welcome back to Tone with Harveen. Today we'll be doing a full body sculpt and tone exercise. We'll be focusing a little more on abs and glutes because those are my favorite things to work out, but we'll be incorporating other areas of our body as well. For this workout, you don't actually need any equipment. I'm going to be using two 5-pound weights, which is optional. You can go higher or lower, mainly just when we do some of our lifts and for squats, and we'll be doing a few deadlifts as well, which can definitely help having weights. If not a problem. You can do all of these workouts without a weight. You can hold on to something else, maybe a small ball, a book, anything else, just to have your arms engaged throughout the workout. So let's start out on the mat. We're going to start with my favorite, which is crunches. If you'd prefer to do sit-ups, go for it. So with our crunches, we'll be lying flat on our back. You can choose to have your leg up at a 90 degree to engage your lower abdomen as well. Or you can keep them on the floor, flat, hands behind our head. And as you lift, you'll be bringing your shoulder blades completely off the ground. So we'll do these. We'll do 24 crunches. Up and slowly back down. Taking control of your breath. Maybe for the last 12, I'll do legs up at 90 degrees. Remember, as you're lifting and engaging your core upwards, you want to make sure that you're not caving your abs outwards, but keeping them flat. Elbows out. And that is 24. Now we're going to go straight into our bicycle crunches. So as one leg extends outwards, the opposite elbow will come to meet your knee and back up. About the same movement in terms of where you're engaging your core, elbows are out, and your shoulder blade completely lifts off the ground and coming as close as you can to your opposite knee. You don't need to touch your knee to elbow. And we're going to be doing 12 on each side, so a total of 24. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what count I'm at, but if you can count and talk at the same time, that might be a little easier for you to get along with this. But I'm going to keep going until I start feeling a bit more of a burn in my abdomen, which is at about the 24 mark. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that we have 6 more left on each side. On each side. And last one. And give yourself a break. Shoulder blades down, legs can come down. I know it's tough going back to back, but that's how we're really going to get our core to keep working and engaging it throughout the entire workout. So we're going to go right into our leg lift. So I like to put my palms just under my lower back. Legs are going to be extended outwards, just hovering, and you're going to slowly lift them up as high as you can and coming back down, slowly using your core to really lift your legs and just lower them back down. So we're going to be doing 12 of these. 2 more. This is 11. And 12. Let your legs down. You should definitely be feeling in your core, upper abs, lower abs. We're gonna come up and we're going to do a V-sit side to side. So this is where you can grab a weight if you'd like. You can grab a book, a ball, or nothing at all. You can just put your hands together. So we're gonna come into a V-sit. So balancing on your tailbone almost. Legs will come up. Doesn't have to be all the way up if you would like. You can go straight up. You can go 90 degrees. You can even go like this. Just whatever feels comfortable. Just having your legs up off the ground and your toes kind of hovering at a height that feels normal for you. Grabbing the weight. We're going to do 12 pulses on each side. Holding your core to, flexing your core to really keep yourself up. And you're going to start with the weight in your hand at the center or hands together at the center, shifting one side, back to center, shifting to the other side. Your palms can just hover off the ground, you don't need to touch, and back to center. And we'll be doing 12 on each side. So we've got 10 left. Eight. You can go fast. You can go slow. If you're going faster, maybe add a few more. If you're going slower, you're just adding the extra balance in there, getting the same amount of flex. It's more about time that you're holding this position than how many times you're going back to side to side. Four more. Two more. And last one. Oh, you really start to feel it there at the end. Oh, okay, next we're going to go into our plank position and we'll be doing some side pulses. So this one, if you can't go into a plank, you can definitely still do this on your knees. But I would recommend going into a plank if you can. Remember that when you are planking, your back is flat. If there was a book on your back, you wouldn't want it to fall off. Into a plank, and we'll go tap. Not all the way, but just kind of hovering, not even an inch from one end back to center, and lowering the other side. Toes should be about together. If you do need to come off onto your toes a bit more on the side of your foot, that's also fine. And we'll be doing 12 on each side, so we've got about 10 more. Three more. And last one. And come on down. For the last one here, we'll be going into a plank. I genuinely hate just staying into a plank position. It just gets a little bit boring and you just tend to focus on how much time you have left. So when we're doing this plank, we're going to put our arm out one at a time just to get a little variation. We can even add some toe sways back and forth on the mat. So let's get into our plank position. And what I mean by arm out, just like this. Just to help get our mind off of actually being in the plank position. We'll be here for just a few more. Can add some toe sways back and forth on your elbows and shoulders. And 10 more seconds. Nice. Come out of your plank position. I can imagine that you're really starting to feel it in your core, and thankfully, we are done with our core for this workout. Okay, so for the next part of our workout, we'll be going into squats, leg lifts, and deadlifts. So for the squats, you can choose to use weights, or you don't have to. You can grab one of your weights, two of your weights, whatever you'd like. So for these squats, we're going to start with your feet shoulder width distance apart, toes pointing straight out. Hold your weight if you're using two, you can have them at the side, both of them up. I'm gonna go with one, chest level, and we're gonna dip into squats. We'll do 8 squats. So for the squat, you don't want your knees to pass your toes. As low as you can, safe position, 90 degrees. This is not a squat. 90 degrees, okay? You can go a little bit lower, sure, but at that point you're kind of pushing in and back up, squeezing your glutes as you get to the top and back down. So we'll go 7 more. Three, 2, and 1. So we're not done with our squats yet. We'll do another set of squats. However, we're going to do it with our toes pointed outwards, feet are just slightly more than hip width distance apart. And we're going to do the same thing. So remember to point your toes outwards, and we'll go for 8. Remember to squeeze your glutes as you get to the top. Go 3, 2, and last one. For the last set of squats, feet will come a bit closer, almost hip width distance apart, maybe a little further, closer as best that works for you. Toes will be pointed inwards as much as you can, not too much, because it'll be a bit hard to actually bend your knees at this point. So we'll be going a bit further back when we're bending down. Chest might come a little forward as well, which is fine. And we'll go for 8. Remember to squeeze your glutes as you get to the top. Three, 2, and 1. So for these leg lifts, you're gonna hold a weight in your hands. If not, holding your hands kind of at a chest level. And as we lift one leg up, this will require a bit of balance. If you do need a chair or a wall or something, definitely go for it. The trick to having some kind of balance in one foot, look at something stable that's not moving, maybe a water bottle, a point at the wall, a little corner. And we'll be doing 8 of these. You're gonna lift your one leg up as far as high as you can at about 90 degrees. The other leg stays as straight as possible. If you do need a little bend, that's fine. And your hands will be holding the weight. And we'll come back down. Okay, so for 8. Three, 2, and the last one. And now we're going to switch sides. We'll be here for 8. 3, 2, and last one. Great work. Now we'll be using both of our weights. If you don't have a weight, that's fine. For this one, if you don't have a weight, just kind of have your hands in a similar position that we'll be doing it in. So feet will be just an inch more than hip width distance apart. Weights will come together. You want to hold your weights touching together like this. You're going to come into a way in which your hands or your fingers are just hovering your legs and following your legs as you go into a bend, or almost like a squat. Okay, so we'll come on down. You're gonna bring your hands following that. Once you get to the knees, you'll be bending, and as you lift, engaging your glutes, flexing them to help bring you up, following your legs, and as you come up to around this point, you should really start feeling it in your glutes and your lower back. And that is a deadlift. So you can just use dumbbells, anything that you normally do deadlifts with. I like to use them with weights because obviously you probably wouldn't have a dumbbell at home. Okay, so we'll do 12 of these. Okay, so we're gonna go down. The trick is being slow, following the curve of your legs once you get to the knees, and bending. And as you get to this part, you're gonna flex your glutes a bit more, coming a bit forward towards where the weights are, and coming back out, and back down. Three more. And last one. Great work. We'll take a little break, grab some water, and we'll do the same set once more. You can take your time as you go through the different workouts. I like to do supersets and just go back to back on my 3 and take a break in between that time. Okay, we'll be going back to our squats. So we're starting with our squats, toes pointed straight, feet hip width distance apart, and we're gonna go for 8. Three, 2, and 1. Feet a bit further out, toes pointed outwards, and we're going for 8. Three, 2, and 1. Toes pointed inward. We'll go for 8. 3, 2, and last one. Great, now we're gonna go over to our leg lifts. This time we'll be doing 12. Starting with any leg upper that you want to start with. So I'm gonna start with my left. And you're gonna do a flat back as much as you can as you get to the top. And let's go for 12. Three, 2, and 1. And 12 more on the other side. Your feet can be flat, they can be pointed, whatever works for you. And let's go for 12. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to go into our deadlifts. If you need help with deadlifts, I hope I've explained it well enough. If I haven't, please let me know in the comments on how I can better explain that and help you get a deadlift done right. So, weights together, and let's go for 12. Nice and slow. Remember to squeeze the top. A little more. 2, and then the last one. Nice work. I'm gonna take another water break. Hopefully you are feeling it in your glutes, in your legs, in your lower back. One more set. This one we're gonna add a few pulses as we go through the workouts, as it's our last one with these exercises. Okay, let's go with our squats. Shoulder width distance apart, toes facing forward. We're gonna go for 8. We'll pulse for 8 and then finish off with 8. It's gonna be a bit of a longer one, but if you need to take a break, but remember, you're gonna get through it. Let's go for 8. 3 more until we pulse. 2. Last one, hold and pulse. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go for 8. 5, 3 more, 2, and last one. Amazing. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing this time. Toes pointed outwards, feet just a little more than hip width distance apart. Don't worry, we're not gonna do the inward toes on this one. Catch your breath. I know it's like, as you're so close to the end, you just want to speed it up because you're so close, but oh my gosh. But remember, it's all about control. Okay, let's go. For 8, I'll pulse for 8 and then wrap up with a full 8. So 8. 3 more, 2, and 1, pulse for 8, 5, 3, and last one, come on up, remember squeeze, and 8. 5, 3 more, and last one. That was a tough one. We got our leg lifts. Don't worry, we're only doing 12. We're not pulsing on this one, unless of course you want to. Catch your breath a little. Grab water if you need it. And that's enough for 12 leg lifts.
Such a beautiful light when I still want you closer. I am longing for closure.
3 more.
No matter what I do,
2, and last one. That is the last one on that side. Okay, 12 on the other side. Three more. 2, and last one. I'm gonna grab some water and before we do our last set of deadlifts. There is no pulsing in deadlifts either, so we have 12 and then we're done.
Such a beautiful light when I still want you closer. I am longing for closure.
Whenever you're ready.
No matter what I do, I keep on falling for you.
3 more. 2. And 1. And we're done with our deadlifts. For the rest of the workout, we're just gonna do one weight. And we're gonna start off with 6 push-ups. I need a little breather, so take your time if you need one. Okay, so for my push-ups, I'm going to do modified push-ups. If you'd like to do full push-ups, go for it. For this one, I really want to focus on our pecs and our arms. Less in the core since we already had a core workout in the beginning. So remember, for the push-up, your back is flat as if you're doing a plank, and hands should go wherever you feel comfortable. You can go just under your shoulders. I go just slightly past my shoulders with my hands kind of on the edges of my mat. As you come down, just hovering a couple inches, you really want to feel it in your pecs as you're pushing upwards with arms for support. Okay, so whenever we're ready, let's go for 6. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next we're going to grab that weight. You're going to be kind of in a tabletop position. Your other hand, you're going to kind of be on the fingertips just to help lift you up slightly. And I'm going to start with my left hand doing the lifting. So you'll be coming into a 90-degree angle on this arm. You really want to feel it in your upper arms, your biceps, your triceps, and everything as you're doing this lifting workout. So we'll do 8. Want to keep your back as flat as you can, not curved, not upwards like this, but kind of more flat, just so you are lifting your chest upwards in this position. Typically you'd be doing this off of a bench, but this is a at-home mat workout, so we're going to be modifying it. You can go on your fingertips. I kind of go on like my inner knuckles, whatever it's called, not fully on my palm, just to help lift me up slightly and give myself more space to come down with a straight arm as I'm lifting. Okay, so let's go for 8. 3, 2, and 1. I forgot to note that as you're doing that, your arm is kind of aligned with the rest of your body. Your elbows are staying inwards, aligned with the rest of your body. Okay, so let's switch sides here, and we'll go for 8 again. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now you're gonna grab the same weight if you have a weight. If you didn't have a weight for any of that, that's fine. You could have done the workout just kind of with a fist as you're going through. Just take your time a little bit slower, moving with a bit more intention to flex your muscles. So with this one, you again don't need a weight. You can also use ankle weights. I'm gonna put the weight behind my knee here. I'm gonna be holding it tight, and we're gonna go for some donkey kicks. For the first 2 sets, we won't be pulsing. On the last set, we will pulse. Okay, so we're gonna go for 8. As you're coming up, toes can be flat, pointed, doesn't matter. This lift should just be kind of more aligned with the rest of your body, so you've lifted high enough. And coming back down, you really want to feel it in your glutes as you are at the top. Really giving the extra squeeze as you're at the top. Back is flat, not like this, not like that. Just as flat as you can. So let's go for 8. We got 3 more. Just remember that your hips should be flat, parallel with the floor as you get to the top. And that was 1. Okay, so let's switch to the other leg. And we'll go for another 8. And last one. Okay, we're gonna go back to our push-ups. And we'll do 6 of those. And sorry, I should be counting down, so I will be more mindful of that. So let's get on our knees, and we'll go for 6. Three more. And last one. Let's go back to our arm lift. So you're going for 8, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's your side. We're going for 8, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're gonna go back to our donkey kicks. And we're gonna do 8. And 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. And 3, 2, and 1. Okay, on to our last set here. In this one, we will do 6, 8, and then only on our donkey kicks will we be doing a bit of pulsing. So this is our last set before we get to our cool down. We are almost there. Kudos to you for making it this far. All right, so let's go for 6. 3, 2, and 1. Last set on our arms. Let's go for 8. I feel extra energized for this last set, knowing how close we are to the end. 8. 3, 2, and 1. Last side, and 8. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, donkey kicks, we're gonna go for 8, pulse for 8, and total for 8. Three, 2, 1. Hold and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, and 1. And back down for 8. 3, 2, and 1. Hopefully you felt it there in your glutes. Same thing on the other side. Let's go for 8. 3, 2, 1, and hold and pulse for 8. 3, 2, and 1, and back down for 8. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get rid of that weight. Let's go. We're in our tabletop, perfect opportunity for a bit of cat-cow. Breathing in, curving your back inwards, chest up. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, curling your back up into a cat position. As rounded as you can. Another one in for cow. And cat. Nice and slow, we'll do one more. And slowly breathing out, curving your back up. Separating your knees towards the outer edges of your mat. Taking a seat back into your feet, reaching your arms out in front of you. We're into child's pose here. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and out in your mouth. 3 more breaths here, so breathing in and out. Last one in and out. Let's come back up into a tabletop position. If you can here, let's go into a quick downward dog and then walking up our mat. If you can't, just slowly getting up into a standing position. Don't want to rush this. So we'll go into our downward dog here if you're following along with me. Let's do a little knee stretch here, side to side. One more deep stretch in the back. And let's walk ourselves up to the mat. Slowly come on up. Okay, and we're just doing a cool down and stretch. We're not really doing some yoga right now. So I'm gonna go into a single leg balancing here to get that stretch in our quads. Your knees should be at the same position here, kind of side to side in alignment. That'll help you get a deeper stretch in your quads here. Let's hold for a few more seconds. Hanging onto the wall, looking at something still to help with your stability and balance. Slowly bring this foot out in front of you. Toes pointing upwards, your other knee bent just slightly if you can. Reach for your toes, give a little pull upwards. Feeling the stretch in your hamstring. Hold for a few more seconds. Maybe back in and out. And as you're coming up, let's bring the same leg up into your chest. Rolling your ankle in different directions, counterclockwise and clockwise. Get a nice roll and stretch in there. And putting that leg back slowly down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Standing on the leg, knees in alignment, feeling the stretch in your quads. Hold it for a few more seconds. As you're coming out, heels on the ground, toes pointing upwards, getting into a little bend, reaching for the toes, giving them a little pull. Feeling the stretch in your hamstrings. A few more seconds here. And as you're coming up, bringing that leg into your chest, rolling your ankle in different directions, clockwise and counterclockwise. And slowly coming back down. Let's take a deep breath in. Bending forward. Letting our arms sway. Your back to bending in so it feels comfortable. Reaching for your toes if you can. Reaching for your mat if you can. This is a ragdoll pose. Just swaying your arms. Letting your spine get a nice stretch in. If you can, hands on the mat. If you can't, just slowly getting into a seated position. Coming down onto the mat. Sitting down. And bottom of our feet touching each other. If you can't do this, cross-legged is fine. Pressing them in, pushing your elbows against your knees or your thighs, your legs, giving them a deeper stretch side to side. You should really feel that in your inner thighs. Bend forward if you can. Just doing what feels nice, what feels nice in the moment. Okay, and let's go with legs out in front of you, coming into a forward fold. Bending your knees if you need to. I like to just go into my calves, pulling myself in just a little more. Reach for your toes if you like. Legs can be with a little bend, legs can be straight. Whatever feels nice. Pulling your toes pulling your hands, getting a deeper touch in your hamstrings and your back. Taking a deep breath in. Let's go cross-legged. Taking a deep breath in. Reaching high up above you. Deep breath out. Coming into center. And thank you so much for joining me for that quite intense workout, I have to say, where we got our full body workout in, ending with a little bit of meditation. Not quite, so don't come at me there, but we definitely slowed our heart rate down, got a few stretches in, introduction to a bit of yoga moves, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please let me know in the comments what you'd like to see more of for next time. I'd love to help you get to your summer body goals, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.